I thought it was Monday.
Okay, we got Erica Smith, Isabeau Shellac, head coach Travis Mercado, Genesis Martinez. Those would be the women's wrestling seniors that will be honored in senior day activities prior to their due at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Coach, just kind of a quick recap of the last couple of weeks here with your duel up at Shadron and the national duels before that.
Yeah, we have great start to the brand new year for us. Kind of the back half of the season, went to national duels, finished in 6th place, had some really good matchups, got to wrestle Sacred Heart, a team that took 5th last year at national duels, where we finished 8th, and a little bit of a nail biter. Some of the family and friends that came out, they were panicking, and Bo comes up in the last match, and I was like, we got this. And, Bo wins on a decision, tie score 22-22. And I knew with Bo winning that match, we were going to have criteria. So not sweating it all in the corner there. Ran into the buzzsaw that is King University. They kind of put it to us a little bit, kind of was hoping for a little bit better performance out of us as a whole, but that just showed their age, right? They are a team full of like 7 or 8 seniors as their starters, and we had 7 freshmen in the lineup that weekend. So and then we came across Emmanuel, and every year we have a nail biter, just knockout, drag out type match with them, and securing that win Friday night put us in the top 8 for the 4th consecutive time that we've gone to national duels. Beat a tough squad in Aurora on Saturday, and then a really close one with number 5 ranked Presbyterian. They were seeded 5th, we were seeded 6th, so we finished the way we were supposed to in the sense of seeding. I'd like to have that match back, and I know Coach Brian did an amazing job, and I'm hoping to get them again eventually down the road. So then we came back, and real quick turnaround, drove up to Shadron and wrestled a duel against Shadron State, an RMAC duel. Came out with a big win there. It's really hard to wrestle on the road. I think at Shadron too, they do a really good job of creating an environment that's a little bit, I don't want to say hostile in a bad way, but it's quaint and intimate. It's a very tight knit right there. They have chairs right there on the mat, and their athletes sit right there. So a little loud, little rambunctious, and I think it rattled us a little bit at the beginning of the duel, but then we were able to rattle off a lot of bonus point wins and kind of put a stamp on why we were top team in the RMAC. And then we had a large group wrestle at York the next day, had a little bit of a road trip weekend, and really happy with our overall performance at York. A lot of great individual performances, Erica taking 3rd. And then you had Sophia and Isabella Morales both finishing in that finals match, not wrestling each other. But again, really exciting weekend. It was kind of a really last prep to kind of see what an individual tournament is like prior to getting into like our postseason push with the RMAC individual championships and then regionals, nationals in February, March.
Girls, I'm kind of going to ask all you guys questions that I want all you guys to answer. First off, what's probably the most important thing moving forward into the regional tournament? What's maybe one thing? Is it going to be conditioning? Working on your conditioning? Is it going to be working on your technique? Maybe one thing that's going to be important down the backstretch here heading into the RMAC tournament next week and then the regional tournament after that.
I think going into these bigger competitions, it's really all about mindset. I think everyone's kind of beat up at this point in the season, and they've wrestled a lot of matches. They've had a hard season. So I think just going into it, feeling confident and knowing where I want to be, what I want to get to, and just being confident in myself and having a good mindset and being positive about everything. I think that's really the most important thing.
Kind of piggyback off that mindset for sure. I know right now, like lately I've been like with it being the last few weeks of the season, it's kind of like, oh, this stuff like I want to work on and like catch up on. It's like, no, like you just have to go out and wrestle your match and do the things you need to do. I know technique is always something to like keep practicing. So for me, that's what I'm going to kind of focus on these last few weeks.
I think staying healthy is the most important thing for me. I've had a couple of years where I wasn't healthy by this point in the season. So just taking care of things that hurt, my knee hurts, my elbow hurts, my finger hurts, going to see Aaron and kind of coming out of that with a good mindset. It kind of feels like the last few weeks of the last 10 years to me. So I think that's really important.
And then, I don't want to get into the emotional stuff, but your last home duel on Saturday and, 4 and 5 years with the program, just talk about maybe one of your favorite moments with being a part of the program over the last several years.
I don't think I have an exact moment, but I just think seeing the growth in the program and just all of the people that I've met, all the teammates that I've had throughout the years, and all the bonds that I've created. I think every single group has had something special about it, and I think just being able to, create bonds with my teammates and create memories that are gonna last forever is what's really special about this.
Yeah, there was a lot of memories made in the wrestling room and in Bronson, and so I'm really looking forward to it. My family's coming out, and yeah, just kind of the memories that have been made in those two rooms. I don't think I came here ready to to leave with so many friends and so many special times in there, and I don't think I'm ready to leave, but I'm excited for what's next. And yeah, it's been a great 4 years here.
I think watching this program grow from, I think I joined in its third year, and watching it from kind of what it was back then turn into like this huge nationally ranked, just amazing program, has been one of the better experiences.
Also, everyone is friends in there. Like that's something that is super cool to see. Like no matter what, we are all just having a good time, and everyone's just friends and everyone gets along, which I think is super rare, especially for a women's team. There's normally a lot of drama and stuff, but we've come a long way, and this year especially, it's just everything is, I don't know, everything seems to be going really well.
I could probably pull out each individual girl here sitting here a story, but ultimately all of their actions and everything that they've done for these programs these past 4 or 5 years, right? There's been a lot of wins, there's been losses, there's been heartbreak. But each one of these girls sitting here approaches our program with enthusiasm, gratitude, and this big welcoming heart of just wanting to be impactful in our program, and do the best that they can to help our program grow as individuals. So I'm really grateful for, these three girls and the time that they've put into our program. They've been a staple, right? Staple at the national championship with Genesis every single year, right? Erica's been every year that she's been here in national championships. Bo, right? Her first year was an All-American, had some setbacks injury-wise, but she's been a vital person in the program. And then, her being able to make the beach world teams and being able to celebrate that, right? Genesis able to do that. Erica just, finally breaking through and being an All-American. All those things have been so impactful, and they're minor things. They're just the winning, the outcome part. But a lot of people don't see all the little things that went into that. So I think I'm really grateful that they've had those opportunities to grow as individuals and flourish, not just as athletes, but as young ladies.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about growth in the NCAA's news last week. Travis, for you, I know me and you have talked at nauseum about it. And so just talk about your emotions when you heard the news, and maybe talk about your time and really building towards that.
It was, to say a sigh of relief, oh, we finally I'm glad it passed. I there was never a doubt in my mind when the voting time came at the national convention last week that there was going to be a no vote. I'm pretty sure out of the 3 divisions, there were maybe only 2 no votes total. I think someone may have hit the wrong button. That's what may have happened. So it wasn't so much a sigh of relief of oh, we got through. It was a sigh of relief of we're no longer, I was telling this to Patty Arnold yesterday, we're not campaigning for it anymore. I hope we can be an NCAA sport. Help us out. This is what we're going to do for colleges and young athletes and females and the growth. And now it's a sense of relief of all the hard work that we did. And now the campaigning's a little bit different in the sense of come play with us, come follow. This is why you should add women's wrestling to your university. So while the main part of that campaigning is done, now it's a fun part. Come play. You get to come be a part of this now. So I'm just really grateful for that. Right? I've been coaching women's collegiate wrestling. This is year 11, my 10th at an NCAA institution. Prior to being here, I was at one of the 4 schools that were the first schools to have NCAA women's wrestling. So to see that, right, there were 4 schools prior to 2010, I believe. When we started the program here at Colorado Mesa, there were 12. Starting next year, 25-26 season, there'll be 107 NCAA programs. So to see like that rapid growth, and to say that we've had a helping hand of that, especially in the western part of the United States, west of Kansas City, right? You're starting to see schools, Adams, Chadron, Fort Hays, Minot, Texas Women's, Shriner, right? All of those schools starting to add women's wrestling. Like, I'd like to think that maybe we had a little bit of a helping hand in that, to show like, hey, we can add this out west, and there's a reason to add this, and there's so many opportunities. Countless hours stressing, fighting for, advocating. And while I said like the main part of it's done and like we're in, like, I don't think our job's done. There's so much more that we're going to advocate for. And, you know, as being part of the leadership groups that I'm on, like, I'm going to continue to advocate to, you know, so that way our female athletes have the best opportunities possible to compete at a high level, and be able to call themselves an NCAA champion.
And girls, for you, unfortunately, you won't be able to compete in it, but is there some sort of satisfaction that you helped grow the sport? You helped grow this program. You helped get these schools to an NCAA championship sport?
Yeah, absolutely. At least for me, like, I came from a kind of under the rock high school where there was like 3 girls on the wrestling team, and they didn't really care about it. And like, it just like wasn't a thing around me. And I just, like, it was such a blessing to even be here, and let alone to be now like 4 years down the line and this huge milestone is happening. Like, I just would have never thought that like I could be a part of something like that. And it's not about me, but it's just something that's like, oh, I can look back on and be like, oh, that's history, like right there, like that happened in 2025. So I think it's really, really cool for girls coming in and thinking about even wanting to try wrestling. It's like, yeah, there's a future, and there's so much potential for this sport. So yeah, it's really exciting.
I remember being frustrated a lot because my dad was a huge proponent of telling me, you know, like, you're a trailblazer, like, this is, you know, it's not there yet, but it'll come after you've graduated. And I remember just being so mad about that. I'd be like, but I just want the thing, you know, like, but kind of accepting, you know, our place in that, you know, as the people, you know, the trailblazers, the people who did it before it was a thing. And being proud of that is something that I've come to accept, and I'm really happy about now. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I feel the same way as Bo and Erica both about it. I mean, over the past few years, we were kind of just waiting, and we were like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? We always knew, but we didn't know when. So just it finally being a thing now, it's exciting. It is a little sad that I'm not going to be a part of it, but it's so exciting. I'm very happy for the growth in women's wrestling. This is a sport that I love, and getting to see that it's growing and there's more opportunities for other women to do it, like, that's very exciting, and I'm glad that I was a part of that.
All right, we're going to go to question of the week so we can get out of our emotions and everything at this point.
It's really sad now.
So, question of the week. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? Bo, I know you got it locked up right now.
Who's going? Erica.
I would like to fly. I think that'd be really fun.
Go.
I would like to be invisible so I can mess with Bo.
I would like healing powers. Yes. I'm tired.
Like the Wolverine healing powers?
Yeah, I just
That was
want,
mine.
you know, things that are broken to not be broken.
Yeah. Talking to animals would be pretty cool too.
I don't think they'd say very smart things.
I know, but that's just cool.
Does being like Iron Man count as a superpower?
I would say that's more
a suit.
flying.
Yeah, I can have a super suit like Iron Man. That's mine, definitely.
So you still need a suit though.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, and good luck this weekend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now that we're all sad.
I didn't